Dear students, in the last class, we learned about the thigh muscles. In this class, we will learn about the calf muscles. The calf muscles can be divided into three groups. The anterior group is located in front of the interosseous membrane of the calf. The posterior group is located behind the interosseous membrane of the calf. The lateral group is located on the lateral surface of the fibula. The posterior group of the calf muscles is strong. It is related to generating great propulsive force for the plantar flexion of the foot during walking or running, and maintaining the human upright posture since the rotation function of the calf is very weak. It lacks rotator muscles, and its rotation function comes from the thigh muscles. In addition, the differentiation degree of the calf muscles is not as high as that of the forearm, so the number of muscles is less than that of the forearm. First, let's look at the anterior group. There are three muscles in the anterior group. 1. The tibialis anterior originates from the lateral surface of the tibia. Its tendon passes downward through the deep surface of the superior and inferior extensor retinacula. It terminates at the medial surface of the medial cuneiform and the base of the first metatarsal bone. Its function is to extend the ankle joint, dorsiflexion, and invert the foot. 2. The extensor digitorum longus originates from the anterior surface of the fibula, the upper end of the tibia, and the interosseous membrane of the calf, then runs downward. It passes through the deep surface of the superior and inferior extensor retinacula to the dorsum of the foot and divides into 4 tendons that extend to the 2nd to 5th toes, forming the dorsal aponeurosis of the toes. It terminates at the bases of the middle and distal phalanges. Its function is to extend the ankle joint and extend the toes in addition. This muscle gives off a tendon that terminates at the base of the 5th metatarsal bone, which is called the peroneus tertius. This muscle is a newly developed muscle, unique to humans, and can evert the foot. The extensor hallux longus is located between the two aforementioned muscles. It originates from the lower 2/3 of the medial surface of the fibula and the interosseous membrane. It terminates at the base of the distal phalanx of the hallux. Its function is to extend the ankle joint and extend the hallux. 2. The lateral group. The lateral group consists of the peroneus longus and peroneus brevis. Both muscles originate from the lateral surface of the fibula. The origin of the peroneus longus is higher and covers the peroneus brevis. The tendons of both muscles turn forward behind the lateral malleolus, passing through the deep surface of the superior and inferior peroneal retinacula. The tendon of the peroneus brevis extends forward and terminates at the tuberosity of the 5th metatarsal bone. The tendon of the peroneus longus wraps around to the plantar surface of the foot, running obliquely toward the medial side of the foot, and terminates at the medial cuneiform and the base of the 1st metatarsal bone. Their function is to evert the foot and flex the ankle joint, plantar flexion. In addition, the tendon of the peroneus longus and the tendon of the tibialis anterior together form a tendinous loop, which plays an important role in maintaining the transverse arch of the foot and regulating the inversion and eversion of the foot. After learning about the anterior group and the lateral group, let's look at the posterior group next. The posterior group is divided into superficial and deep layers. 1. The posterior calf muscle group. The superficial layer contains the strong calf triceps. The 2 superficial heads are called the gastrocnemius. They originate from the posterior surfaces of the medial and lateral condyles of the femur. The medial and lateral heads converge and transition into a tendinous structure approximately at the midpoint of the calf. The deeper head is the soleus muscle. It originates from the upper part of the posterior surface of the fibula and the soleal line of the tibia, the muscle fascicles run downward and transition into a tendon, which fuses with the tendon of the gastrocnemius to form the thick Achilles tendon. It terminates at the calcaneus. The gastrocnemius provides propulsive force during walking, running, and jumping. The soleus muscle is rich in red muscle fibers that are resistant to chronic fatigue and is mainly related to maintaining stability between the calf and the foot when standing. Its function is to flex the ankle joint and flex the knee joint. When standing, it can stabilize the ankle joint and knee joint to prevent the body from leaning forward. 2. The deep layer contains 4 muscles. The popliteus is located superiorly, and the other 3 are located inferiorly. 1. The popliteus is obliquely located on the floor of the popliteal fossa. It originates from the lateral part of the lateral condyle of the femur. It terminates at the bony surface above the soleal line of the tibia. Its function is to flex the knee joint and internally rotate the lower leg. 2. The flexor digitorum longus is located on the tibial side. It originates from the posterior surface of the tibia. Its long tendon passes behind the medial malleolus and through the deep surface of the flexor retinaculum to the plantar surface of the foot. It then divides into 4 tendons that terminate at the bases of the distal phalanges of the 2nd to 5th toes. Its function is to flex the ankle joint and flex the 2nd to 5th toes. 3. The flexor hallucis longus originates from the posterior surface of the fibula. Its long tendon passes behind the medial malleolus and through the deep surface of the flexor retinaculum to the plantar surface of the foot. It crosses with the tendon of the flexor digitorum longus and terminates at the base of the distal phalanx of the hallux. Its function is to flex the ankle joint and flex the hallux. 4. The tibialis posterior is located between the flexor digitorum longus and the flexor hallucis longus. It originates from the posterior surfaces of the tibia, fibula, and the interosseous membrane of the calf. Its long tendon passes behind the medial malleolus and through the deep surface of the flexor retinaculum to the medial side of the plantar surface of the foot. It terminates at the tuberosity of the navicular bone and the medial, intermediate, and lateral cuneiforms. Its function is to flex the ankle joint and invert the foot. Dear students, in this class, we have learned about the muscle groups of the lower limbs. Next, we will start learning about the digestive system. Thank you.